everyone, Michelle Fix It. Today we're going to be changing out a thermostat. So if you don't know how to change out a thermostat, enjoy the video. So we have a thermostat right here. I'll try to get you guys as close as I can because you're on the handy dandy tripod. And we are going to be changing this one out. I installed this one temporarily to troubleshoot the unit. And then I realized that you guys missed out on a great video. The old one was this one, and it was no longer working. And so I am going to be changing it out to the ones that I typically use. And I'll show you guys that one in just a sec. Alright, so the ones that I typically use are the Orbit Clear Comfort Pros. I get these off of Amazon. I really like the styling and design. This, I think, is more aesthetically pleasing than this. And they work for a very, very long time. Knock on drywall, I haven't had one go out on me yet, so I'm super excited about that. If it's a rental, it typically gets one of these. And these are, I think there's like low and high power ones. These are the low guys, and so they work for pretty much all of the rentals in most people's homes. I think there's only one house that doesn't have one of these in it, and you can have a programmable one or a non-programmable one. There's typically like a $10 price difference on it, but I've been happy with them. Before COVID, they were like 29-ish, 30 bucks. Now I think they're like 30, 40 bucks, but I think for the aesthetics of it, and the functionality of it, and the fact that they last so long, because I think I installed my first one like 5-6 years ago. Haven't had an issue out of any of them. Put these things in so many houses, and they've all been really great. So we're gonna open it up and get this going. And they have like little stickers. They have instructions. They do come with anchors and screws if you need those. This is what it looks like. So it's an unboxing video and an installing video and a review because I just really like them. So you pull the little sticker off and you're going to separate the back from the front. Ta-cha! And this one is going to need 3 AAA batteries, which I do have. It does not come with batteries. Most things do not come with batteries nowadays for some reason. And this is going to be how to uninstall Honeywell Home. Well, and you just pull the face of it off. I was in a pinch, so I just had to grab it and use it. And so as you can see, they pretty much have the same type of design. So anytime you're changing a thermostat, you're going to have 2 screws that you have to put in. They do typically give you a little bit of leeway. This one has more leeway on it. And then you're just going to match the colors. So red to red, white to white, yellow to yellow, green to green, blue to blue. Sometimes you have a jumper, sometimes you do not. A jumper is when this one has a jumper. So it's a little metal piece that goes from the red to from the R, which is for red, to the RC, and it jumps both of those 2 things. So we're going to just unscrew our screws. You will need a little screwdriver set. Dollar Tree has them in a pinch. If you can't find them at Dollar Tree, you can also get the Hyper Tough ones. My little set that I got, don't know if there's an unboxing video on this, has all the different little heads. And that's just because I was in a pinch and I couldn't find them at the Dollar Tree and I didn't know where my last set was. You can absolutely and should turn off the breaker before you do anything. The breaker for this unit is already turned off. So you just unscrew one screw, unscrew the next screw, and this is not a perfect opportunity where if you are new to doing projects, take a picture of that. Just take a picture of that, and so that way you have it as a reference. So if you mess up, you make a boo-boo, you have a picture. Do not be afraid to take pictures of your projects as they are going on to guide you into future things that may or may not have issues. In this instance, it's pretty simplistic, but you know, you never know. These are going to be flatheads, so we're going to change the bit to a flathead. Or if you have the Dollar Tree version of this kit, then this would be your, opportunity to switch over to one of the other screwdrivers. And you just untighten the ones that have the wires. And if recollection serves true, the high versus low has to do with how many wires you have, because I think the other types of units, the more fancy ones, draw more power. Because I believe that, and HVAC people out there, if you're watching this, you're like, please feel free to give me helpful comments and suggestions, because you're just broadening the knowledge of the audience that's out there. I know that you guys, want everyone to have a trade come out and do stuff, but sometimes it's not economical for people to do that. And when it comes to changing out a thermostat, it's really not a complex situation. It's literally matching colors. Don't get grumpy with me over that. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires. They have other ones that have more wires. An alarm going off, and an alarm going off over there. So you just carefully pull all these guys out because you've disconnected them. Red, white, yellow, green, blue. Because the high, it's something with low and high. The high ones, they require, I believe, electricity from the actual unit, so they don't use the batteries. Any of the battery ones are going to be low voltage ones, I think. Again, don't get all grumpy with me. Going off the memory, I am not an HVAC tech. I am just a DIYer. Just trying to put something in upside down. Clearly. You just stick all your little wire guys through here. Sometimes they work a little bit better. All right, and so now we are going to try to match up. This may not work very well. So spatially, it would be here, but because of the way that this one is set up, the wires are funky. So now I have to think on my feet about how I'm going to make this work. So I may just have to go ahead and screw the screws in, because I don't want to have the wires underneath this. That's why we have a hole here. Pretty sure that somebody out there is like, oh, that's why you use the Honeywell ones, because they are predetermined for the space that you need. Well, that's great, because I've had Honeywell ones have issues, and I like the Orbit ones. So I am going to make the decision to screw these directly into the wall. Get grumpy with me, I don't care, because I'm going to have to end up taking these guys out anyways, this whole thing, so I can repatch this wall, because this house has lots of messed up little patchy things. So we are going to switch our bit or our screwdriver over to have a Phillips. I do have a drill here. I'm going to use my drill. I know, get all grumpy with me, because it's a Hyper Tough. I have Craftsman too, I have DeWalt's too, but when you have to be all over the place in all of these different situations, then you have expensive tools and cheaper tools. Oh man, this one doesn't have one of the sleeves. I prefer to have my sleeves. Ooh, it is magnetic though, caught it. And there's a vent right underneath this too, which is making me nervous that this is going to fall through. So if I had my sleeve, then I would have my sleeve hold my screw. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look at my drill video, but otherwise apply really good pressure. screw it in. Screw it in or plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. Make sure that it's level. If you have a level, take the opportunity to put a level on it. And pop this guy in. Bada boom, bada bang. Probably should have done that after I plugged the wires in, but I will still be able to get them. Pull our little wire guys down. We have green that goes in the green cubby space. These are already all pulled out. This would be a great opportunity to have needle nose pliers, or if you don't want to mess around with it, take your screws back out. All depends on your installation stuff. Connect your wires. And then put the screws back in. I don't have needle nose pliers with me. So I am going to put my wires, well, I guess I'll show you guys. So when you're doing this, and pull it off the wall so you guys can see. There are little spaces here. And so you want the wires to be in the open part, and you want to make sure that they're firmly in there. And then while they're firmly in there, then you will start screwing in these little bolts. I don't do any fancy editing or anything like that in my videos, so you guys just have to bear with me. At the present time, I have too many projects and I do not have time for editing, nor do I want to work on it, because it would probably make me make all of my videos absolutely perfect and take up way too much of my time. So I'm sticking the green guy in right now. Again, be a great opportunity to have needle nose pliers. I do not have them available to me right now. This was an on-the-fly situation. Grab my handy dandy screwdriver. The one with the orbit is going to have a Phillips and a flathead. Just tighten that in. Okay, and then we do not have an orange. The next one is Y for yellow. Stick that one in. Tighten it up. Bam. The next one is W for white. Again, needle nose pliers to make it where I could just grab it and shove it in there, but it's being a little special. Oh, it's also incredibly long. That's something to do with it. Smush that guy in. All right. Oh, this one is orange or blue, evidently, so I have to put the blue one in there. That white one is not stained, but I'm gonna take a pause and see if I can find some needle nose pliers. Okay, so I was able to find some needle nose pliers. So I'll put the blue one in there first. I skipped over him. See, needle nose pliers, you just grab it, shove it in there. So much easier. All right, and then I'm going to hold pressure on that guy. Oh. There we go. Tighten him up. All right, white is already undone. Grab the white. Take the weight firmly in there. Tighten him up. Okay. And last but not least is the red. The red. These little things came with this house. Not a huge fan. You can also clip the wire, the copper, and make it shorter. Anytime I do something like this, I know people are going to get grumpy with me. I'm untightening the red so I can shove it in there. There we go, properly in. I like it when I can hear like the click where it's backed all the way into the thing. Very nice sound. All right, so now we have those wires all squared up. We have a puppy moving the stuff around. We re-put it back in its position. We get our screws. Yes, whenever I get back to the point of taking this out to reinstall it, I will put anchors in. Right now, it's functionality. So if you're at home, put anchors in if you have to move your stuff. Because one is doing well, the other one not so much. All right, then we're going to put our 3 AAA batteries in. I'm going to drop one on the floor just for effect. Duracell! Considering that you guys are in selfie mode, I may have to remember to flip this. Put one in, another one in, last one in, power. There we go. And I like it. I think it's pretty. I think it looks nice. I think it gets the job done. You can set a schedule on this one. Temperature right here. Heat off, cool on this side. Currently it's on off. Auto fan on this side, fan on this side. Set your schedule. Change your temperature that you want. So if we put it on heat, we can set it to 62. Currently it's 66. And it'll kick on whenever you have it. You can have it as a temporary, you can have it as a run, a hold, or again, you can set. So now it's going to call for heat. Fan goes on. For cool, same thing. You can set your temperature, you can do time, and then you can have the fan continuously on or off. And then with the setting of the schedule, you just click on the day that you want. You select the day, then you select the time, and then you set the temperature. And you can just go through and do all of that. To get out of it, you just click it off, turn it back on. There is instructions on how to change the time. It is not currently 8:01 in the morning because this house is not on the market because it is very far away from being ready to be on the market. I will accurately set the time so that way future occupants will be able to change everything. So this is one of those situations where it's like, this little guy is a little bit cheaper. It's aesthetically pleasing. It works incredibly well, and it gives occupants the option to be able to program a schedule of what they want the home to do as far as heating and cooling. This could be deemed as a landlord special because of its price point, but because of the aesthetics and the functionality, I've been in tons of rentals, and most of the time it's an ugly little manual guy that may or may not work properly or whatever. And this is one of those things where it's like, I have one of these in my house. I use this. So why can't I give the same quality to a tenant so at least when they come in, they're like, hey, they actually cared about functionality. So whether you're a homeowner or you are a tenant somewhere or a landlord, this little product is fantastic. Aesthetically, it's just so much better. Functionality, I mean, this guy I got this guy at Home Depot as in a pinch. Look at it compared to this guy. Which one of these looks better? This guy looks way better. Does this one have the ability to do a schedule or anything? No. Does this one have any additional features or time or any of that? No. It is very basic, plain Jane, and it was still like 60 something bucks or 70. I don't know. It was like expensive. And so I bought it just to see if it was the thermostat. It was not the thermostat. And I said, you know what? Or, well, that thermostat just was gross. I guess this is the older version. You know, yuck. This is yuck. So put something nicer in. I like it. I think it's fantastic. And like I said, I have a bunch of them, and none of them are having issues. Knock on drywall. So you guys like and subscribe. Have a fantastic day. I will see you next time. And it takes like 20 minutes to upgrade part of your house. That's it. And it mainly took 20 minutes because I was stopping and talking to you guys. It's really a fast fix.